depends on the.
How do you reassure the foreign investors?
No, you must give me chance to speak. Unless you want to have this interview with yourself, then we can give you chance to speak alone.
Okay.
Because you're asking me questions, I'm responding to them, and that's the whole intention of this conversation.
It was in 1884, from November to 1885 in February, they met in Berlin, the colonizers, not to see to it that Africa prospered. They met in Berlin to organize themselves so they could effectively loot from the Africans. They also met for another reason. They also met to organize themselves so they can make sure that Africa and her children are forever defeated and dominated.
Africa wasn't always called Africa. Long before colonizers drew their borders, the people of this land called it something else. The name Africa was spread by the Romans after conquering the north. It wasn't ours, it was theirs. We had names rooted in our languages: Ethiopia, Libya, Kemet, and one name echoed across time. That name was Alkebulan, a word that means mother of mankind, or even Garden of Eden. African history didn't start with slavery, it started with civilization.
Your problem is that you are saying you don't want colonialism, but you embrace the borders that were brought by colonialism here. Amen. There were no borders here. They don't have borders in Europe. But when it comes to us, they say, no, you must have borders. Why? The division of Africa is what makes them thrive. They thrive on the division of the African continent. Can you imagine the minerals of DRC combined with the minerals of South Africa and with a new currency based on the minerals? What we can do to the dollar if we become a United States of Africa with our minerals alone. We can collapse the dollar. We can collapse the strong pound that is based on gold, yet they don't have a gold mine. So why do you allow such things?
I keep on saying the day Nigeria gets it right, that is the day Africa wakes up. You only have to read the story of the early years of Nigeria during the days of the great Zik of Africa. Many of you do not know that Nnamdi Azikiwe was called the great Zik of Africa because he loved the continent, as indeed did Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. And you may not know, you Nigerians, in 1970, the king of Saudi Arabia was sick and went to be treated at the hospital in Ibadan.
Watch the following video.